3, 2, 1.
Good morning, respected teacher. My name is Audil and these are my fellow panelists. We have Katrina, Anjan, Jyotsna and Alistair. And today we will be discussing a social issue that has been prevailing in India in recent times, which is mental health awareness. Now, what is mental health? Mental health is basically the social, psychological and emotional well-being. It affects how we think, act and feel. So now looking at pre-independent India, mental health awareness was not very well known, and there were no resources. There was lack of awareness. So people were mistreated, they were stigmatized and marginalized. So why do you think people were treated this way?
Okay, so during pre-independent India, people had limited understanding as to what mental health conditions meant. And people who were facing such issues, they were like afraid of being judged by the society or getting labeled as crazy or weak.
And not to mention that stigma against getting help is still prevalent in recent times as well.
And Indians, they are always superstitious. I myself am superstitious. So like people, when they see a person with mental illness, they associate it with possession of evil spirits, karma, or curse. Yeah.
And also there were very few places where mental health issues were solved, and this led to people being driven away by the society.
Also, I feel like the British rule had an impact on the mental health of people in India because even though there were mental asylums established, the patients were subjected to inhuman treatment. So I feel like that impacted the people as well. So adding to my previous question, if suppose you were living in that time period, what do you think you would have done?
Like main thing is I would spread awareness and know that these are not superstitions and actual illnesses that people face, and let them know about what mental illness is.
I would establish more mental health services, and then I would ensure that it is accessible to all.
Anything else anyone would like to add? Okay, moving on. How do you think today's youth can help spread awareness regarding mental health?
Okay, so we have social media platforms. So we can use those social media platforms to spread information, resources, and even mental health support. And people in social media, they can share engaging contents and then share their personal experiences based on this, so that people will know that it's normal and all that.
I would like to add to that point, nowadays youth are obsessed with reels, and you can spread awareness through reels also. And another point I would add is you can organize events and workshops, and you can call experts from outside to create awareness among the present youth about what mental illness is.
But I think main thing that anyone can do is if they see their friends struggling, they can let them know it's okay and encourage them to seek professional help, because I think not everyone would want to put their time into creating awareness. Not everyone has it as a priority.
See, but social media has a wide reach. This also helps, but in a limited context.
And we all know that it's very difficult to express such emotions. So sometimes art, music, dance, or any form of such art can create a safe space for them to express such difficult emotions. So for example, sometimes some people are visual learners. So when they look at photos or sculptures that depict the triumphs and failures of the mental health illness journeys, that can kind of encourage them to face that in a positive way. And similarly through songs as well, the lyrics of a particular song can help them in understanding what they're actually going through and they're not alone.
Okay, so what do you think are factors that contribute to mental health issues in India?
For speaking for the society as a whole, I think it's the stigma that's really affecting people because it's preventing them from getting professional help because they don't want to be judged by others. And the mental stress is more on youth due to the competition in education and job markets in India.
Yeah, adding to Jyotsna's point, like I agree with that. Nowadays, youth face academic pressure, peer pressure, and like taking a personal example, our own college has had suicides by students who couldn't handle the rejection during placements.
Yeah, the number of graduates are increasing every year, but the job opportunities are not being generated at the same rate.
Yeah, and this COVID, it was a big pandemic which made it worse. So people were facing unemployment, isolation. So this contributed more towards mental health conditions.
And like Katrina said, due to COVID as well, there was an increase in cyberbullying that had impacted people's self-esteem and also led them to depression as well. And sometimes due to rapid urbanization as well, due to a lack of green space and again more of air pollution and noise pollution, it can impact their mood as well and can also lead to an increase in their anxiety levels.
So do you think technology has a positive or a negative effect on mental health?
It's both. See, everything has two sides. At one point, if you see, there is like positive reach, but the other way, there is a negative reach too.
It depends purely upon the user. If he or she uses the technology in a correct manner, then it will positively influence their mental health.
No, but like you mentioned, people can spread awareness through reels and stuff. What if people spread it negatively? So, do you think social media in general has a positive or negative? How do you cope with that issue? How do you deal with that issue?
See, such kind of issues are kind of solely based on the feed of an user that they use. So they can be self-aware of certain things. Like the current generation, they are a bit self-aware of what is right and what is wrong. So based on that, it's kind of up to the individual to see and perceive whatever is being shown.
My last question. So one recent development related to mental health in India is the implementation of the Mental Health Care Act 2017. So what is your opinion on this initiative by the government of India?
The main benefit that I think we are getting from this act is that even below poverty line people can get access to mental help for mental health issues because they are offering it free of charge. The government is offering it free, and regardless of whether they have their BPM card or not, they have access to help.
And yeah, I agree with this. This act has been very helpful because to create awareness during COVID, people got to know more about mental health, and like now people know what mental health is, and there's more awareness due to this act.
And considering how expensive professional help is these days, an act like this would be very helpful if it's implemented correctly.
See, whatever it is, it doesn't change the society's mindset. Whatever comes, whatever positive things happen, people have certain mindset. They have a certain bias towards something, and they will be like so 50% of the society cannot change, and those people will affect the other 50% who is positive in some manner regarding mental health issues. Yeah.
And another issue is that in order to develop these infrastructures, it is not easy to develop them in each and every region in the country, which is still an ongoing challenge. And also to get funding for these infrastructures in each and every region, again, in such a huge population in India, is still a struggle.
That will be all for today's panel discussion. Thank you.